Greetings, comic friends. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, spending it with family and friends, and enjoyed their company, and are thankful for the people in your life. I know I was able to see some family, some friends here and there, so I hope you did the same. But with Thanksgiving, as we all know, comes Black Friday. And just like your big retail stores, comic book shops also usually have Black Friday sales. So I hit up a number of the comic book shops in town. I was really only planning on hitting one, but ended up at all of them. And not only that, but there was a small convention in town, and I had to do that as well. So I have stuff scattered everywhere from the just the disaster of the past couple days. But I thought I'd share. There is one thing I absolutely have to start with because it explains some of the other stuff that I got. So you know your boy Titan, he is going to probably make some really poor decisions when it comes to sales. And this was no exception. So the one store I was planning on going to, the only one I was originally planning on going to, was having 50% off back issues and 30% off everything else in the store. So knowing that Wednesday, I scoped out some stuff. I scoped out one thing to see how feasible it would be, because I can't just be working on a not a Hulk run, still my Transformers run, Tales to Astonish run, and there's always a bunch of Turtles stuff that I'm looking for. I needed another run. In this case, because I thought I could get a pretty good chunk of it, and I did, but maybe I didn't do enough investigative work. So this is the chunk of books I got from the first store, and it is a good portion of Sensational She-Hulk. This is a run I have flirted with thinking about getting at one time. I never really did. Then the store's 50% off back issues, and they had this many of them. So I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I already have was it 43, 46, whatever the jump rope cover is. I had that one because I found it in a high grade, and I had got it graded, and actually got that one back in the CGC unboxing I did last weekend, so check that out. So I had that one, and I know that is one of the pricier ones. The problem is, when I did my investigation work, I just kind of flipped through and say, okay, yeah, they have, a huge chunk of it. Okay. I didn't realize how many other of some of those Sensational She-Hulk books had jumped up in price. Usually ones where she is scantily clad, because comic people are gross. But I really want to read this series, and I understand there are other ways to read it than collecting it, but I really wanted to get this series, so I did it after the fact. When I made my list of, all right, these are the ones that I'm missing, and started looking them up, I'm like, oh no, there's these 20, 30, 40, 60, maybe up to $100 books in there, and individual issues that I didn't have from that one big buy. So would it have stopped me? I don't know. Maybe, probably not, but it just makes it that much worse of an idea. But I'll go through these. I'll flip through them. So I got the number 1. I'm pretty happy with this. It was a pretty good price. This was not 50% off. This was 30% off. It's really sharp. Unfortunately, it does have a very small dog ear on the bottom corner there. But for the price I got it for, you can see it was priced at $35 at 30% off. And it otherwise looks great. I couldn't say no. I actually had a chance to buy a higher grade one today at the convention, but I decided I'm okay with this one. The other one was really, really high grade. It was really nice, but so got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I need an 8. Yeah, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, jumps to 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 32, starting to get a little gaps in here, 33, 35, 36, 38, 41, 44, 45, 47, 51, 55, and 59. But that's a good chunk of the run. It's a 60 issue run. So this was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So a smidge over half. I was thinking it was closer to 40. So missing 25 books. But I had I can't remember if it's 43 or 46. So that puts me at 36 issues. Not too bad. Even at half off, it's not cheap. A lot of those are, they're priced. A lot of them are priced at like $8, $10. So half off, they're still $4 or $5 a pop. Some of them, I think there might have been 1 or 2. It was like $20. So, but still, half off is pretty good. So after that, I decided, well, let me hit up the other stores and see if they have any other sensational She-Hulks. But also at that store, I also picked up a couple of trades just to fill in my trade gaps. So I got an Ascender 3 and ElfQuest Volume 7. I think that's all I got there. Sounds right. So I decided to go to other stores. I went to one, and there they didn't have any, but they did have this Marvel Age number 70. That was, I think, the sale they were running is their back issues are always 50% off. They didn't have any, but everything else was 25% off, and they had this Marvel Age 70. So this came out just before Sensational She-Hulk came out, and has an interview with John Byrne about it. So I thought that was kind of fun to throw that into the Sensational She-Hulk pile. And then I got another trade that I needed, Redneck 5. That's all I got there. So then I went to one store that has 2 places in town. I went there, and they don't really deal a lot in back issues. It's mostly a gaming store, but it is also a comic store. And they didn't have any. And I asked, one of the people that worked there asked what I was looking for. I'm like, well, I'm looking for Sensational She-Hulks. And he said that he thought the other store had some. So I was like, all right, well, now I guess I'm going to that store. And I think they were running 20% off everything, something like that. They also, kind of like the store I had just gone to, is mostly a gaming store, so their back issue selection isn't huge, especially when it comes to older stuff. They didn't have any Sensational She-Hulks, but this I was almost... I'll take over Sensational She-Hulks, because this I was surprised. They had, out of the 7 Transformers I still need, they had 4 of them, and they were priced very, very well, because these later Transformers are low print run and very hard to find and usually very expensive. I got 4 of them. Let's see, 56, 58, 59, and 60, all priced at $10, and at 20% off they were $8 each, which some of and they're all in really good shape. Some of the books in like this area, the 50s on up, I mean, I've paid $20 to $30 a piece for them, just because like you don't see them, you can't find them. So to have these for $8 each, yes, I was okay with that. And they had a couple of other things as I was poking in there, which I had a hard time saying no to. They had a really, really nice Captain America 337 priced at $5. And this is incredibly, incredibly high grade. And I think this is what Steve Rogers comes back after U.S. Agent. I believe he's back in costume. And they also had a very nice X Factor 5, which is the first cameo of Apocalypse. I have the 6. I never picked up the 5 for whatever reason, but they had this really nice copy in there for $12, and then 20% off that. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't say no to that. So I was, in the end, they didn't have any Sensational She-Hulks, but I was real happy with what they ended up having, especially those Transformers. Then I went to the last store in town, and they didn't have any either. But I did pick up. They had 50% off all trades in graphic novels, which is insane. They didn't have any of the stuff that I was specifically looking for, but they had this hardcover Hulk Season 1, which I didn't have, and you get a nice nice little hardcover OGN for half off. Yeah, I got that, so I picked that up. So I was pretty happy with that. So it was a pretty good Black Friday. Then what else? Oh, there's just so much crap. Then I went to this little. What else is in here? Just don't appear to be in any great order. Then I went to this little show. That was today. Let's see. Well, they're going to be kind of out of order. Whatever. And there was someone there, someone that I work with quite often. We chat for a while. We talk about how we catch up, and how's his business doing, how's my business doing, and stuff. He's a really, really great guy, and always works with me. Always has really good stuff and priced reasonably and willing to work with you. He had some of his books that were marked 50% off, and he had a number 42, 46, 31, 23, 37, 30, 28, 18, and 14. Yeah. And these are all priced $8 to $10, so half off that. So about what I expect to pay for these. He also had there is a variant of number 14, which has it's a double cover where it's the same image as this, but it's drawn by somebody else. It's kind of interesting, but it's super, super rare. I decided I didn't need that. It was like a $150 book. It's like I'm getting this to complete the run. I don't need it to be that complete. So I passed on that. And then he also had, these were not in the half off bins. These were off the wall. He had a 58 and a really, really, really nice 60. Really nice 60. And he worked with me on these, but they're in really, really nice shape. This 60 is beautiful. I'll probably press this and get it graded at some point just because of how beautiful it is. There's some other stuff that he had that I took a look at. I didn't really get much more. I did pick this up. So this is Star Slayer number 2. This is the first appearance of the Rocketeer in comics. Unfortunately, he's not on the cover. I always like a first appearance to have a cover appearance as well. But this is also in very, very nice shape. And for the price it was, I was like, yes, I have to get that. Something else I may also... Well, I haven't decided. I mean, it's a really cool cover, but it's not... Rocketeer's not on it. But it's almost worth getting graded just because of how beautiful it is. I mean, even though Rocketeer's not on it, it's still a really, really cool cover. Let's see. And then I found some other vendor, looked through their stuff. They had a 39. This is again one of those that's a little pricier because it is a scantily clad She-Hulk. So this was a little bit more than the $4 to $5 ones that I got, but I don't know. I got myself into it. I looked the prices up on eBay, and what they had it for was like, yeah, that's probably what I'll end up paying for around there on eBay. So I might as well just pick it up now and not pay shipping and whatever. So it is what it is. I also found that I have a friend whose stuff I'm looking through to help him get rid of. He has a 50, so I'm gonna snag that from him. So, so we're gonna be pretty close. We're gonna be pretty close. And then there was another vendor, someone else I do work with occasionally. He comes to shows in the area fairly often, and I kind of flipped through his stuff, and nothing huge. I got a Plop number 1 just because I thought it's fun. It's a DC humor mag, but it's the number 1 first print, and it was in decent shape, and I knew he'd work with me on the price. And this was actually like not on his wall; it was in his backup stuff that he let me look through. But it's just, I don't know, it's a weird book. It's a weird cover. I thought it'd be fun to have. And then a Wolverine 1. First of the ongoing. It's the first patch, which I recently realized I did not have, and I thought that was weird. It's one of those books, like, surely I have that. But it's a pretty good copy for the price that it was. It has a couple spine ticks on it, but for the price that it was, I I was fine with it. I don't need a super high grade copy of this, right? I have the Wolverine #1 of as a limited. This is just more for the fact that it's patch. I got both those from him and worked something out with those. So ended up pretty happy. It was a good last couple days. Probably spent a little bit more than I was honestly planning on. Unfortunately, but it happens. That's the deal in this hobby, right? It's not the cheapest hobby in the world, unfortunately. But overall, I'm happy with everything that I got. So let me know if you went out to any comic Black Friday sales. How did you do? Did you find any gems? Are you working on any runs of anything right now? Are you waiting for stores to have sales? You do what I do to wait for stores to have like big sales and put a bunch of stuff together. This is basically the problem that got me. Part of the problem that got me set on when I was going for the run of Amazing Spider-Man. This same store did I think it was like a Father's Day sale or something like that, where they did 50% off all back issues, and I got, I don't know, probably literally a long box of Spider-Man that really helped get that collection going. Mostly just through like the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff that I picked up just all in one chunk because it was a big 50% off sale. But it's always a good way. And anymore, that's the only time I start runs at this point is, can I get a real good chunk to start the run going before I decide to commit to it. And that happened with She-Hulk, and I'm in the position that I am now. Have a handful left. Some of them aren't cheap, but we'll see. And especially now that it's picking up heat because there was a teaser out recently, so it probably wasn't the best time to decide to do it. But anyway, let me know if you hit up any Black Friday sales and how you did in the comments below, and like and subscribe and notification bell, and of course don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.